Todd. Irma got me to do a testimony. I was resisting it because, as many of you know, I like to crack jokes a lot, and this requires me to be kind of serious. But I'm going to do my best. I have some notes here, so please bear with me. I just want to talk to you for a few minutes and encourage you just about my thoughts on what God's doing in my life and what He's doing for the church during this time of this pandemic, and also kind of my thoughts about how I think we should move forward. Not as, like definite plans for our church, but just our attitudes and the way we respond to this situation. So I'm just going to start off with, it's been 5 months now since I basically started working at home instead of going into the office. And I know back then, so that was back in March, I definitely didn't think that 5 months later was going to still be going on the same way with, seemingly no end in sight. But here we are. On the other hand, I still have my health. I still have my family. I still have my same good job, and I can do it from home. So, it's not ideal, but I'm blessed, and I praise God for all these things. And I know that other people have been affected more than me. But, I think we all still have our faith. We all still have our church. We have a lot to be thankful for, even though this is not an easy situation to be dealing with. So I'm just, I've been trying to think about anytime we have a difficult time in our lives, I think it's important to think about what is God trying to show us, because we know that God is in control, and we know that God works all things for good to them that love Him. So I've just been thinking about that a little bit. I think that in terms of our church, even though we're apart and we haven't been able to meet together, at least in a large group since around that same time 5 months ago, I think we're still growing in a lot of ways. Our small groups have gotten stronger and more closer together, I think. I'm in the music ministry, obviously, and I think that as far as the music ministry is concerned, we've really learned a lot. We've learned a lot about how to put different parts together, different voices, because we've had to in order to still, put out some songs and things like that. And I think that some of the things that we've been learning throughout this time are going to be helpful for when we go back. I think we can do some new things and have some new ideas based on what we've learned. Our church, I think we've had to be online and social media, so I think that's going to help just our church to continue that kind of outreach when this is all over. So finally, I wanted to talk about looking forward. I know it feels like forever. It's been 5 months, again, so at least the way I kind of keep track of it. But one day this is going to be over. We're going to get back to normal, or at least mostly normal. And so this is a unique situation, and therefore it's an opportunity. So I think when I think about this, I think about, how the way that I've been responding to this situation, how am I going to see that, and how are the people around me going to see that, and how is that going to reflect on Christ? That's what I try to think about. Like friends and neighbors, are they going to see that I was patient, I was trusting in God, or is it going to not reflect so well? And I hope that it does. I hope that it's something that will draw people to Christ. So I just encourage you to think in those terms. And I know that we're going to get back to church and get back to seeing each other, and eventually it'll go back to normal. So anyway, thanks for listening. That was more than the 3 minutes Irma said I had to do. So I guess that wasn't so bad. All right. God bless.